Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of Real Life Matters. And of course, I am your host, DBoss. And I'm just hoping that everybody has been doing their 15 minutes at least of laughing. So, because that's going to help you start your day. It's going to help you warm up to your day. What you put out is what you get back. Also, it helps with lower blood pressure if you have that. It also tones your abs. If you if you have abs, I'm not saying you stop going to the gym, but it helps tone your abs. It also makes you feel better. It heals your body. There's so many health benefits to laughing, and people don't get it. But, since I've been doing this, everybody's been doing their 15 minutes or more laughing. And I'm just hoping that everybody continues on. And also, if you don't have anybody to laugh with, you can always call somebody that can make you laugh. You also can watch all the streaming pros put on some comedy, something that that will be funny, and you just laugh, and you'll see after you do your laughing that you feel so much better. Yes, you may be hurting a little bit because if you're laughing a lot, but that's all good. So we're going to hear something from one of our sponsors, Vital Steps to Vital Health, and we'll be right back with a special guest.
Welcome to your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. I'm Joanne James. Today we're going to talk about hydration, especially when you're exercising. Now, when we exercise, we will actually lose water through sweating through the tops of our heads and our skin. And it's important to replace that water. 60% of our body is made of water. So when you're working out, make sure that before you start the program, you've had liquid or some form of water an hour before your workout, then sip throughout your workout. And once you finish that workout, you're going to make sure that you have more water. This is a way to replenish the body so that one, you don't feel dizzy or feel nauseous or feel as though you're going to pass out because you're dehydrated. So it's very important to make sure that you consume water throughout your workout. Drink water, you'll feel better, and you'll get the best workout. I'm Joanne James, and this has been your Vital Steps to Better Health and Fitness. See you later.
Well, thank you, Joanne James, for that tip, because where our next guest is coming from, I guess she wants to be, she could probably not just get hydration sitting down. She probably wants to be in the whole pool right now. Well, I was talking to her off air, and probably everybody would want to be sitting in a big pool at 100 degrees. But anyway, today I have a special guest. She is a former food and travel writer who's published works included create nonfiction cookbooks, columns, and articles. And now she's just written a new novel called Victory Gazettes. So with no further ado, and we're going to find out about her journey, what she's done, where she's at, and what she wants to do. So with no further ado, I introduce to you Claire Ames.
Hi, how are you? It's good to see you.
I guess you were getting thirsty when you seen all that water coming.
I did. I picked up my bottle of my container of water, and I started drinking when she was saying you've got to hydrate. But at 100 degrees in Southwest Florida, I believe her.
Yes.
It was great. What a great spot.
Well, I would say here at Real Life Matters, we like to know where everybody's culture and their background, where they come from, because in case people can relate to you, because this goes all over, so people see you, so maybe somebody might relate to you. So what is your you have a cultural background?
Okay, I come from a family. My dad traveled a lot. He worked in different places. I spent time as a kid up in Lac Saint-Jean in Quebec. Ooh. Yeah. Then we went to Quebec City. I went to Belgium, which is where my book takes place. I lived in New York. Now I live in Florida, but I lived for a couple of decades in South Africa, in Cape Town and Joburg, and out in west of Pretoria. So that's where I did a lot of food and travel writing. And now I I've written this book, which takes place in Belgium. And where I got the inspiration, I think I was probably 17, 18 years old. And I was taken by somebody to this horrible place. And I said, oh my God, this is crazy. It was a prison camp for political prisoners.
Okay.
And during World War II, it had such an impact on me as a young person that it stayed with me for years. And I said, I've got to tell the story of the people that came to this prison and what happened. A
Okay.
lot of the people were people who were journalists, former journalists, and their
Okay.
voices had been squelched during the occupation and the war. And they were considered political enemies.
Okay.
Okay. And in the book, a young woman, 18, 19 years old, she's working as a barmaid in a small village, and the media had been taken over. It was all propaganda, and the truth is really important to know. But nobody knew anything. They just had the propaganda from the main stations. And what she did was she decided she was going to write a newsletter, mimeograph sheet. And she, with her grandfather, they got to get. He had done that during World War One. They produced this, and it became a regular feature and how people got the news. Her family had a hidden radio. They risked their lives. They risked everything to tell the truth. And I think at this time and place that we're at now, a lot of misinformation gets put out, a lot of propaganda, a lot of nonsense. And I wanted people to find out what happens when your voice is squelched.
Wow.
What can happen to you, and what can happen to the society. And um, we all like the laughing, but this is no laughing matter.
Right.
No, I mean it. And it had such an impact as a young person when I saw what had occurred. And some of the little village where this story takes place outside of Brussels, is a place that I had been to. It's based on a place I'd been to, and with my dad, and the owner of this house, and the grandfather in the story is based on real people.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so um, I spent years researching, um, and it finally, after 19,000 drafts, I can probably say,
Oh,
and reading the reading the book over and over and over, it came out. It became a novel, and comes out tomorrow on Amazon.
yes. So when you named it Gazette, a lot of people, because they got the Montreal Gazette.
Yeah.
So probably I was thinking when I first said, "Well, Gazette, was she working for the Gazette?"
Oh, that's funny.
But but it's true. I guess you must have got that question. The Gazette. But now you're telling the name is coming from something different.
The name is coming from her paper. Um, it's originally called the Victory Gazette because they wanted V for victory. Remember that sign? V,
Yes.
the V. Yeah. Um, that was, it's in the book, but there's a guy, a Belgian man, who was with the government. He was living in London. They had all escaped. And his name was Victor Lavallee, and he started the V for Victory, this Belgian man. So after she names her paper for victory.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you said it took a long time for you to put all this together.
It did, because the whole story follows a historical timeline from 1940 to 1944. All the details are accurate. If something, the details of what happened at the prison camp for Fort Breendonk are accurate, um, and the timeline of what kinds of things happened are also accurate. Originally, the paper has a bit of humor in it. It's got some funny drawings. And as the occupation and the war lasted, the tone of the paper changed, as did her ability to write it, which you'll see. One has a very young, not quite confident voice, and she develops as the book goes along. Yeah.
All right. So how many pages is the book? Is it a
It's
lot
about
of pages?
270.
Okay.
And in there's a part of the book opens at Fort Breendonk, and a prisoner's story is woven into the novel.
Wow.
There are 17 editions of the clandestine underground newsletters
Okay.
in the book. It's we had to put them in as photographs because there's artwork in there,
Okay.
and that's why it takes up a little space on a tablet. Yeah.
All right. So do you have an audio version of it too, or?
Not yet, but I would love to do that. I think it would be a great one. I mean, personally, I think it would be a great Netflix movie or Hulu or something like that. People would, we have to know what happened in history.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. you know,
Right.
Things can happen again. I'm old enough to know that some of the things I'm seeing now, I've already seen before, you know.
The time just recycles.
Yeah,
Clothes
it's
recycle.
exactly.
Everything recycles. The food really doesn't recycle. But
That's
people
a
don't
good way
understand.
to put it. Yeah, that's a
But
really
people
good
still
way to
cook
put
it
it.
the same way. And
Yeah.
also about your cookbooks. You still have your cookbooks on out? And what
I
kind of
do have
foods?
cookbooks, but what was really fun a bit about this book was, a lot of the activity takes place in a restaurant or,
Oh,
restaurant bar, okay, bar and restaurant, and it takes place in the home kitchen. And of course in the cellar where she writes the newspaper. But um the food that they could get, they had to get really, really creative, um,
mm,
to make, when you can't get chocolate and all you can get is carrots to make a Christmas cake. You've got to be,
oh, that creativity! Wow.
a Yule log. So okay, then it gets frosted with whipped cream, right, to make it look snowy. Just a few little details like that. Um, are It's kind of fun. Food was my background. I love food. I could eat forever. Um, I just came up with a new gnocchi recipe.
Okay.
So
And what's
and
yoki for people that don't know what that is?
gnocchi, it's Gnocchi, I think.
Okay.
Um, and it's an Italian dumpling that's made of potatoes. And what you want to do is get the moisture out of the potatoes.
Okay.
So I baked them. I baked two big baking potatoes, russets,
Okay.
and then I added 100 grams of cake flour, two egg yolks, and some salt. Mixed it together, rolled it into a log, and they look like little. Oh, they're maybe about the size of your thumb, right?
Oh, okay.
Like that. You curve it like that, and
Oh,
rather than boil them, just put it in a little olive oil in a pan, and it becomes this delicious sort of dumpling. And you can put a blue cheese sauce on it. You can put a tomato sauce on it.
wow.
Yeah, it's gorgonzola, which is a blue cheese, or any blue cheese really. Creamy sauce is nice with it.
So you have that with meat or something, or is it just that?
You can just have it, on its own.
Okay.
It's a very rich meal if you use the cream sauce. I did it the other day with sage and garlic
Okay.
and lemon olive oil.
Oh.
Yeah, as a
Okay.
sauce. I sautéed the sage leaves and the slivers of garlic and lemon olive oil, and it was fabulous. And put a little parmesan on it. It was great. You can-
So I guess you could cook something and bring it to your neighbors.
yeah, yeah, I do. I do a lot of South African food. I do a lot of
Wow. So what do you do in South African?
um, I do sasatis, which is a kebab that's it would be made with beef or lamb
Okay.
usually. It has dried apricots and onions threaded on the and the meat, and the kebab is marinated for about 24 hours in a
Okay.
sweet and sour curry sauce, and then
Oh.
you grill it, and that's really good. Um, South Africa has a lot of curries. They have a
Oh, I,
great
I wouldn't think that they had curries. I thought it was when you say
they're they come from, there's a big Indian population. There's also a big Cape Malay population,
okay.
which came from, and those people are descendants of people from Java, so Indonesia. So there are a lot of really great spices. There's a wonderful African dish called chakalaka,
Okay.
and that is, a bunch of vegetables and some beans, and it's a condiment that, I don't know, it's just great. People,
You chocolate. I'm thinking of some chocolate, and then you tell me no, it's some vegetables. Chocolate.
well, you get your laugh in,
Yes.
right?
All right. So you said this goes on an Amazon, your book tomorrow, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
June 7th,
okay. And how much is the book about for?
$7.99.
$7.99.
Yep. I like things.
Wow.
I like people to be able to afford things. Really, it's a luxury that we have it, to be able to read and buy books and all that kind of stuff. It's great. Let people have it, at a reasonable price. Share it with their friends. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Or people used to go to the library and bring back the books.
Exactly. Yeah, I used to love going to the library as a kid. Did you go to the library as a kid? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to bring back the book or you got to pay or something. Everybody was like, what? You're
Pay
only allowed
two
to have it
cents.
for a certain amount of days. And then you have to read the book then because somebody else is waiting for it. So,
Exactly.
all right. So are there any shout outs that you want to give everybody, Claire?
Any what?
You want anybody that you helped you with your book? You want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Oh, yeah, I would. I would like to thank my husband, Pete,
Woo!
because he helped me with some of the technical aspects of it. I'm not I'm not the best technical person. Let's just put it that way. And
Okay.
he did some of the inserted some of the artwork, helped blend the photographs on the cover. Let me see if I can get this cover up here. My phone.
Yeah, you can show it. Yes.
There it is. Whoops.
Sorry.
No, it's not. It's not working.
Okay. All right. Well, they can pull it up. The Victor. It's not hard.
There it
Victory can.
is.
Yes, there it
There it
is.
is.
Yes.
Okay, and you can see at the bottom there. This is like 6 or 7 photographs. At the bottom above my name, there is a bunch of onions, and that had to be in there because I talk about her putting onions, coming up from the cellar with onions, in case the occupiers, the Bosch were there, the soldiers were there. She was just getting onions. She wasn't writing a newspaper down.
Oh, so they didn't know that's where her hiding spot was.
No, it was a root cellar. Like people I guess people still have it in the north. You don't have that in Florida, but in the north, my God,
I have it up here either.
you'd be 6 feet under swimming or something if you did that. And dug a
You might
cellar.
meet some kind of animals and see things that you don't want to see.
Yeah, gators and all kinds of fun things. Um, do they have wheat cellars up in Canada where you keep
Yeah,
things where people used to?
maybe they have it, but maybe the
They
older
used
homes or
to.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So my husband helped me with that, and I had a wonderful mentor. Her name is Sydney Miner, who used to be the editor in chief at Simon and Schuster. She really helped me a lot, and Miriam Goderich, and Jessica Keener, and Patricia Greenberg, who also has a book. I will give her a shout out. She has a book coming out called "It's Okay to Be Old."
Jeez.
She says there's too much ageism, and a woman gets past a certain age, in some cultures they think you're done, and
Wow.
she's she runs marathons. It's fantastic. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Right.
do.
So
I
go
do
ahead.
dog agility, if you know what that
Oh,
is. I
no.
run with you don't. Okay, dogs jump over jumps. They weave through poles. They go up
Oh, that. Okay.
obstacles. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I do that. I have several dogs, and that's how I get my exercise.
Well, you hear them there. They say, yeah, we're letting you know.
Yeah, you can hear them, right? Yeah.
All right. So, if people want to follow you, you have any social? You have your social medias and stuff they can
Yeah,
follow you.
I have. It's author Claire Ames on Instagram.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
that's
So
it.
people can keep up with her there, and the book is only $7.99. People, you can't go wrong for that. For a 270 page, and there's a lot of graphics and photographs and things that are woven in. It's she's taken time to put this together, so people go out there and get the book. Support. Come on, you got to support. You got to support the people in the 100-degree weather in Florida.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I need to keep filling my pool. Put the pool chemicals in.
You might see all kinds of things going on in the pool if you don't have it surrounded. Because that weather brings out all kinds of things.
It does. It does. I have a mango tree in my front yard, and
Wow.
I have a rabbit who is so happy right now because the mangoes are starting to ripen. And he stands on his hind legs and he'll get one of the lower branches and get a mango down, and he eats the mango.
That's how you good.
hides out under the tree.
Then you got to go out there and put them in and get them before he climbs up and gets more of them or brings
Exactly.
his family.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yep.
Claire, it has been a pleasure. Having your journey. When you come up with something else, just give us a ringle, and we can come back on.
I absolutely will. I'm going to have another book called Tangerine coming out in the fall.
Look, people, she's have something else on in the burner.
Yep. It's been great talking with you. I really enjoyed it. Thanks so
All
much.
right. No problem. And I do want to thank the viewers tonight for tuning in here with Claire Ames, a novel of Victory Gazette, and telling us about her journey and her cooking books and all the fabulous things. You guys, and it goes out tomorrow on Amazon. If you guys didn't see it tomorrow, or that's fine. You can always still purchase it at $7.99. So I do want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here. Good night, everybody, and bye for now.
Bye-bye.